What's up, everybody? Kevin Wagstaff here. Today's topic is for you new inspectors or inspectors within their first year. It's how to get more inspections. And so this came up because I wrote an article today in response to a couple inquiries from new home inspectors wanting to talk about digital marketing. So that is part of our wheelhouse and something we help a lot of inspectors with. But coming into the new year, thinking about how to get more inspections, I think new inspectors need to be focusing on meeting agents and building those relationships. That's kind of our stance, with some exceptions. There's definitely some markets and some inspectors where they can go purely digital, running ads, doing the blogging and working on their website to getting more business. But for most of you, this industry relies on relationships and building strong relationships over time that continue to spread word of mouth and get you more inspections. So I just want to go through this article that I wrote and kind of talk through some of these points, because I think some of them require more elaboration than an article can do. So the first tip here is going to open houses. So I did a video on this. You can click on the video from this article that I'll link to in the description. But this is a great place to get one-on-one time with often newer agents, because if you don't know, experienced agents do open houses, but they do get to a certain point in their careers where they just send the junior agents or younger agents to do these for them. So these agents are captive audience. They're at the house. They usually want company. And you can talk to them and ask them questions. If you bring them something, that's a bonus, like a bottle of water, a piece of fruit, cookies, something like that. But this is a great thing you can do on weekends. Sometimes they're on weekdays. But look these up on Zillow. In that video, I show you how to find them easily, and do this as a good practice. Like, get used to being out of the comfort zone and getting that one-on-one time with agents, because you never know which one of those can turn into a big producer in the future. Number 2, networking groups. So this is another in-person strategy. BNI is a good one that I hear quite a bit. Some inspectors have built their business on this. So I would say go to that link that I linked to in the article here to find a local BNI chapter to see if it's big in your area. Some areas it's not. But meetup.com is big everywhere, I think. And I think realtors use this a lot for meetup groups, networking groups. And it doesn't just have to be realtors. It can be any types of business professionals to just get your name out there. So this is something that doesn't seem intuitive, because you're like, why would I just go to a random networking group? Because this business is about relationships and networking, and everyone knows 10 realtors in these hot markets like Denver. So I say be open to just perusing groups on Meetup and just seeing what could be tangentially related to real estate or home inspections, and give it a shot. Especially if you're a new inspector, you probably have more time maybe than money. So this is a good way to just get out and meet people, and you may stumble across some realtor groups that end up being very beneficial to you. Chambers of commerce, other local events and networking groups, also something to think about. Using the SPECT community. So if you're watching this video, you either are considering using SPECT or already do. Many of you don't realize our user group on Facebook is very helpful, with so many experienced inspectors that have different stories about how they grew their business. So I'd say jump in there, ask a casual, open-ended question of what they did when they were starting up in their first year to kind of gain traction. And don't be afraid to engage and ask for specifics and answer in the threads, because a lot of them are open books and they're happy and helpful to the community. So definitely check that out. I'll link to that in the description as well. Visiting local real estate offices. So this, I think all new inspectors think to do this and probably do accomplish this, but there's different degrees and different levels of quality. So I want you guys to think about what every other new inspector is going to do, right? They're going to go to their local real estate office. They're going to drop off business cards and flyers with the receptionist or the front desk person. So that's what everyone does, right? So naturally, a lot of these get thrown in the trash. So one, like if you're handing out flyers and cards, they better pop and they better stand out, because for the most part, they're going to get thrown in the trash. That's just the reality of it. They need to catch someone's eye if they are going to get looked at. But 2, ask for meetings. So maybe get with the broker or ask the front desk person if you can just take 5 minutes of the managing broker's time and ask questions. Ask them what they need, ask them what their meetings, if you could fill in a hole in their meetings to teach them about something, a common pain point they have with home inspections. There's lots of different angles you can go at. I give a couple in this article to just give you an idea and get your brain thinking about how you can add value to these agents. But definitely don't go into these real estate offices if you're not buttoned up with a branded polo, if you don't have physical print materials, if you don't have a good value proposition for why they should use you. Don't do this yet. I think this is something that can wait until you're prepared and you're ready to make a good first impression, because you have to make a good first impression or else you kind of shoot yourself in the foot and they're going to remember the first impression. So check out some of these links in the article, but definitely go in there with a purpose of what you want to help them with and what you want to add value for, because I can tell you from experience, many real estate sales meetings need a few minutes plugged in at the beginning or end. And if you can teach them one thing or show them one way you can make their life easier, you have a chance. And then emailing newer agents to grab coffee. I think the one-to-one method is less scalable and it's going to cost you more time. But I think this is how you build relationships. It's just like anything in real life, right? If you're face to face with someone and they take the time to get coffee with you, there's a good chance you can win them over with your personality and your soft skills, which we'll do more videos on in terms of interpersonal dynamics. But when you meet with a newer agent, ask them about their business, ask them how you can support them, what their goals are, how you can work together to maybe joint market or do a joint event. There's lots of networking and ways you can leverage these relationships. And I've seen it happen over the years. I've seen inspectors really pull this off well by just getting a breakfast or getting a coffee. So if it costs you $5 for a relationship that can yield you thousands, it's definitely worth it. So I would say do some outreach, do some research on the agents you're emailing. I give a strategy here in the article of going to Zillow and finding local agents that advertise. Some of those are some of the rainmakers, so maybe don't start with them, but maybe seek out the newer agents, email them, get them coffee, and have a conversation. I think you can't go wrong doing that. And when you do sit down with them, I list some bullet points here of letting them know about the things in your Spectora software that are selling points that many of them don't even know they need. Like they don't know they need a text reminder the day before the inspection, but it sounds good and they like it. The repair request builder. A lot of newer agents have trouble writing the inspection objection or the repair addendum. So mention that. And then finally, social media. So it's everyone's, most people in this industry don't like it because it's hard to adapt to, hard to use. It's a millennial thing, but you have to get comfortable with this or find someone that can help you with it. Because I think this is where agents live, young and old. And so I think you have to be where the agents are. So I list some popular social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Nextdoor. And I always get the question, which ones do I need to be on? I think you need to be on all of them where there's lots of agents. So if you can go on any of those platforms and find realtors, you need to have an account there and you need to be active on that account. And so I always tell people, start small here. Start 5 minutes a week. So spend 5 minutes a week commenting on realtors' posts. That's it. Start with commenting and engaging, because that's what's going to catch their eye. They don't necessarily see everyone that likes a post. Because that's the lazy, easy thing to do. I think it's much harder to actually read someone's post and add to the conversation and engage in it, because that is what I have heard and what I've seen gain traction with agents is they see your name and they see what you're saying and that you're adding value to the conversation. So that's just a few tips for the new year, guys. That's, I think, hopefully some things to get you started that have nothing really to do with your website or blogging or where you rank. Because as a new inspector, the relationships are going to be what carries you to that first year, that 6 months to 1 year mark. Then we can talk SEO and digital marketing or ads. But I think you really have to start here with the relationships. It's just what we've seen work in the industry. So if you have questions on these, feel free to write in or email us. We're happy to schedule a call, but we'll be doing more videos digging into each of these a little more. So definitely write in the comments and let us know what aspects of these you want to see more about and hear us talk more about. So hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season and Happy New Year. And we'll be talking to everyone in 2020. Thanks.